Let's talk about it. 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 On the Vera Show. Let's talk about it.
Hello, hello, hello. I am so excited about my guest today. And before I even pull him up or say anything more, let me do this little video that will introduce him to you.
Rahul K. Maharaj immigrated from Trinidad and Tobago nearly 23 years ago. He currently resides in Queens, New York. 5 years ago, he created Your Life Experiences with Ra, a social media platform that allows everyone to share real stories about overcoming the pitfalls of life. Rahul is the author of Untold Stories, Hidden Truths, and Melly and the Pandemic. Ra is also a great friend of mine, and he has been very, very supportive from the day that we met. He's an emphatic person, and he always wishes the best for everybody, and he really means it. You know how it's great to just get well wishes, that's beautiful. But Ra goes above and beyond, and I'm sure he doesn't just do that with me. So, ladies and gentlemen, Rahul K. Maharaj.
Yes, Raul. Hi, my friend. How are you?
I am an amazing person being around amazing people like yourself, Vera. You inspire
Oh,
me.
I love you.
I love you
Oh,
too
thank you.
for
Thank
having me.
you. We have so much to talk about today. And before we even start, I'm going to give you the floor and just share your story. I know that you're the founder of Your Trauma Talk. So, why did you create that? And what is your purpose and your passion? So just kind of share your story and let our audience know more about Raul.
Thank you again, Vera. You know, like why I started your trauma talks, that is just something that was in the making. Only last year, when all my speakers got together, these amazing souls, that I gave an idea that I'm having a mental health conference for the first time in person on stage. And this is what I want. They bring their success story, their trauma story, their struggles from where they were to where they are in life and share it on stage. Let the right people hear it. And when all these people was coming together, I had this amazing idea. Ra, why don't you bring something out called Your Trauma Talks? Similar in a way like TEDx, in a way that people have all these global talks and global speeches, that they feature them and put the spotlight on them. And I had this idea to do this and make sure it's all beautiful. And that's what I did. If you go to my YouTube channel, Your Trauma Talks, or even my YouTube channel, Your Life Experiences with Raw, which I started 6 years ago, and we will get into that. And we'll get into the question, why trauma? And we'll get into all this. But you will see some of those amazing speakers on stage holding that mic, actually telling their trauma story of their resilience, their truth, which is their story of how they become the successful person they are by not giving up and keep moving forward to be who they are, to be able to help so many people out there. So, Vera, thank you for this opportunity to share this, and we'll go ahead further and answer the question of why trauma.
Yes. Well, why don't you go ahead and talk about why trauma, Raul? Why trauma?
Trauma. You know, on your life experiences as well, we have a little mini series on there with Ask Miss Emma. She's a psychotherapist all the way in Maryland, and Ra went out there and interviewed her and got her trauma story, her story. And I have that interview and four other episodes that we recorded, and it went in depth in trauma because she is the trauma expert. And let me tell you, when she tell her trauma story, you understand why I connect with trauma, because she told a story about her father actually shooting at them, her and her relatives, her siblings, while they run through the forest, while they run through the trees, and bullets are passing through her at the age of 6. You know? So when I think about things that happened to me in my childhood days and my traumas, there was no other way to do this but let your voices be heard. You see, we are in a time now that mental health is more understood. And it's so vast and so huge that people do not even understand when they're actually stressed out, when they're in a depressed place. Some people don't even recognize when they have anxiety. So, why trauma? Because trauma is your everyday life. Trauma, the minute you are born, trauma starts, and people would not understand this because as a baby, you need to eat, you need to drink milk to survive. What happens? You cry when you need it. You need to get changed. That's your traumas of life. To learn to walk, to creep, whether you fall. And this is where my connection with traumas go on, because I tell people all the time to overcome certain things, as this topic here today is about reflecting and it is about self worth. But yes, I teach people that you have to remember from the first time you fall, whether it was that time when you were standing up for the very first time and you fell back down, how you picked yourself back up, or if someone was there to grab you. You know, babies fall and you grab them quickly and say, "Oh, my baby, I'm sorry. Look, you fell. Did you hurt you?" You know, whether someone did that for you or whether you did it on your own, you start remembering every time you fall how to get back up. And this is all part of managing your mental health every day, because trauma in your life happens every day. Like you, Vera, you are such an amazing person. I hope that you did this and give yourself a pat on the back for bringing yourself from yesterday to today. So, we and all your audience right now, I want you all to try that. Vera likes to tell everyone, take a deep breath. So, you take a deep breath with myself and Vera as you give yourself a pat on the back and you tell yourself, I love you, because you brought you from yesterday, which is a hard task, to today.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So, Raul, if a person may say, "Well, why you? What kind are you willing to share some of the traumas that you yourself have experienced in life and how you begin to recognize your self-worth? What did you do? And perhaps by you sharing portions of your story, it will help others to understand that we may go through a number of things, but our past does not determine our future or our destiny. It may help shape it, but it does not define it. So share some of that information.
See, I love this because only like a couple days ago we were speaking about this. When I started your life experiences with Raw again 6 years ago, I wanted to take people's stories and put it out there. But I did not share one of my stories first, which took some weeks before I actually bellied it up because I had just started being on a camera. Just as you ask, what made me understand my self worth? You see, it all started in India. I made a trip to India. And when I made this trip to India, being all cocky and the person I was staying at a hotel. And while I was staying at a hotel, certain things wasn't good enough for me. So when I went downstairs to complain, I stood out on their little porch outside, just on the veranda, about to step out onto the streets. As I stood there, for some reason, my eyes opened and I started realizing that people were cooking right on the streets. Right there, they were cooking, they were sleeping right next to the dirty water in the drains. They have to eat right there, they have to sleep right there. As I Something comes over me and I keep walking down the streets where everyone told me, please do not leave and go out by yourself. And I started watching how they would treat each other and react to one another, and they're all almost the same in my eyes. And I decided, wow, something sparked inside of me. I started seeing myself differently. I came back to America, came back to New York City, and everyone told me I had a shine. And this shine I didn't even understand, but all I knew is I wanted more. As I looked at myself in the mirror and started reflecting on my stepfather beating me and abusing me, or me s- thinking about that time I was raped, or me thinking about being brutally beaten on the ground by 15 people. You see, I ask myself all the time, who is to blame? Is it the perpetrator? Is it myself? Is it the loved ones in your life that you cannot even explain what has just happened to you because they're not equipped enough to handle it? Who do you blame? Who's responsible for these things? Your trauma. But you see, you have to understand your trauma. You have to make sure when you reflect all the way back and you bring it as Vera rightfully said, it doesn't define who you are and who you have become, because you have learned from that trauma. If you do not learn and understand your trauma that you've been through, why it happened, how it happened, and not ask questions of how it should have been prevented or who is to be blamed for it, then you would understand your trauma. So that's when I started realizing how much I love myself. Then it's only another way that you realize how much it hurts you when you support someone and be there for them, and that person actually slaps you back without support when it's your time.
And that happens so often. And unfortunately, we have no control. And I said this in my video when I was introducing the show. We don't have any control over how people relate, react, and respond to us, but we do have control over how we relate, react, and respond. And so, in looking at self worth and that reflection that we're talking about, being able to self reflect and understand, and it doesn't necessarily have to be, why did this happen to me, but how can I overcome what has happened to me? What can I do to build and increase my self-worth? So give us some ideas of what can be done. What did you do to build your self-worth? I know you just shared this story, but what internal things did you have to do in order to find yourself and recognize your value and your self-worth? And let me tell you, no one would ever believe that you've been through anything because of all the things that you are doing, all the things you have done. I mean, this guy is in uh, so much. The video did not even begin to talk about all the things that you have done in your life, including being an author. And we're going to talk about that as well. And we're going to be pulling up your books so that we can share them. But in the meantime, talk, encourage Encourage our audience on how do you identify your self-worth.
See, self worth, as I say all the time, is you have to understand how to love yourself. You see, loving yourself and loving yourself, not selfishly, is something totally different. Now, I started this little trend 6 years ago as well by looking in the mirror and telling myself, I love you. On my worst days, when I feel down and out, even in today's day, because let me tell you all something. You can tell yourself you love yourself every single day and help yourself out of bad and dangerous situations in your life. And when I say that, is it could be anything. It could just be as simple as losing your job, and it could be traumatic for you in many different ways, especially in this economy. But you have to be able to be strong enough to let yourself know it's not your fault, or the toxic environments that you're in that you do not feel comfortable with. You have to love yourself enough to know that you are worth it. Your self-worth is important, not just because of a job or a career that you didn't get. Sometimes people think that their worth is different if you don't get into certain university or a college, or doesn't have the grade as your other friends. You see, right now, social media plays a huge part in self worth because everyone claims to love themselves. But you can just observe their lives and realize it's all part of this facade in the social media world. Because social media has caused people to misunderstand what is self love, self care, and self worth. Because right now in this, it's just about a competition: who gets more likes, who gets more views, who gets, but without substance. Some of them are doing things without substance just to make sure that I did it better than you, and
I know.
tell others that the message, sorry, Vera, the message is, I love myself. And because I love myself, I'm doing me. But no, when you actually look at you like me, I would say some people, before I was hacked, I had lots of views, lots of likes. Nobody even watches my stuff sometimes. But I know the right people watches it because I get the feedback from it. And the right person needs to hear it. I always say that just one person needs to hear my messages. So this is it. By the feedback I was getting, helped me to realize that I'm doing something positive. And when you practice what you preach, it it's like sending out positivity to the universe. You get it back and it starts
Yes.
helping you. Just like being nice. If you be nice to someone, trust me, it will come back to you and people will be nice to you in tenfold. Vera,
Yes.
thank you so much.
Yes. And being authentic.
Yes.
So oftentimes all this stuff we see on social media, everybody's trying to up everybody else. And in actuality, what they're seeing and what they're showing, it's not even their true selves. You know what I'm saying? They're only showing the good sides, or without really letting them true selves come through. And so social media and cyberbullying and all those kinds of things truly impact on your self-worth and how you view yourself. How we view ourselves should not be determined by other people. It's
Mm-hmm.
an intrinsic, internal kind of thing. And I know that you have created some books to help people and children in particular recognize their self worth. So I'm going to pull up a couple of your books and I want you to share with our audience more about what these books are about.
All right, so this is Melly and the Pandemic. Thank you so much, Vera. This is Melly and the Pandemic. It's inspired by a true story, true stories about it actually happened. And my feedback on the book is people who actually messaged me and said to me, Ra, this is exactly how I felt when it was happening. I didn't even know what to tell my children. So, with that being said, is the book is about basically change. It's about teaching children about change. Most of the time, people really hide the raw truth about a lot of things in their children's lives. But this was an eye opener for everyone. And I think that it should remain forever, because when I finished with the book, if you do pick up the book on Amazon, Melly and the Pandemic, it's on Kindle, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and other stores online. You just have to Google it. And you would see, if you get the book, like if I pull up the book right here, it's right in front of me, and I open it for you. It's like, I don't like uh, Vera. Let's open the book for them. I love this. Melly and the Pandemic 2 is coming. So I love that this she has this ad out there. Vera is selling out all my nice little secrets. So in the book, that I really put it together very nicely. The first thing it tells you is that it's inspired by a true story, and then the illustrations are beautifully well done, and the story is really nicely done. The book is hardcover. It's just like I try my best to bring it into a way that it will be for everyone, with the colors and everything. We have Jerry the Doctor, who I just spinned off into another series. Jerry the Doctor is giving his animated series, as well as the book. It's a history book, right? The pandemic did happen. So Ra went ahead and put together a timeline of what happened, how the world looked, in a nice animated form for everyone to remember. Because forgetting about the pandemic is like forgetting your birthday, because this happened. People actually lost their lives. Kids had to witness for the first time and learn for the first time what death was, and how bad it took more than one person in their families. So this is the raw truth, and it should stay. That's why it's going to have Melly in the Pandemic too. And my second book, oh, sorry. Oh, there we go. You have Hope Sparks Melly's Garden of Strength and Joy. I love it. Yep, that is the truth.
Tell us about this.
Why it looks like that? Because that's
Yes.
exactly what happened basically at the end of the book. I left the book hanging. It's a cliffhanger where Melly's dad has COVID. But Melly, one of the main things about the book as well is the Empire State Building that's in the background of the pictures. Every single thing, because Melly could look out the window of her bedroom and look at the Empire State. So her actual spark is basically looking at this building. So when we put the sunshine there for that strength and joy, that's where people actually absorb strength, when they say they actually look at the sun, or the you know what I mean by
Yes, it's
the rays of the
beautiful.
sun gives you that energy. The same thing with the building. So she was looking out, looking for that positive impact to hit, because right now my dad has this thing that's taking people's lives, and my friend mom died from. That's basically all that happened in the book. Yes.
Oh my, oh my. Well, get his books, and you can go to Amazon and pick up the books. Let me pull you back up here with holding your books. Life
Untold
World.
Stories, Hidden Truths.
Yes. Now, is that one out already?
This one is out as well. This one is over 1,000 bookstores in the United States. It's in London. It's in India. It's on Barnes and Noble. It's on Amazon. It's on Goodreads. All over.
Wow. You didn't give me a copy of that cover.
Sorry. And it's the thing about that book, it's all true stories that Rob put himself in after the story and gives some amazing advice. And as Vera started the show, Ra, you didn't share. You need to share one of your stories. I have one of my stories inside of there. And trust me, it's all tear jerking, every single thing. And right now, I have coming out soon my new book, Believe, My Spiritual Journey, that will hit in a few weeks.
Oh, that is. See, you are an amazing person. Absolutely amazing. And I've got children here and they are trying to get my attention.
Amazing.
Sweetheart. Yes, hi.
Hello,
Okay,
darling.
let me finish talking. All right. Now I love children. Don't I love
I know you
children,
do. I know you do.
and I'm honored when they do want to be around me. I really am. So, all right. So in looking at these books and how they are designed to share a story, but also you said you have some lessons and things in addition that are in those books. So, can we take a couple of minutes to give a couple of nuggets that I can put into the chat for people to embrace, that will help with their self worth? But before I do, we've had a couple of comments. Viva Miss, she says hello and thank you so much for being here and watching. We really appreciate it. And then JC, he says hi. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Bless you. And
Thank you.
okay, so what are some nuggets that we might be able to put in the chat that, because we don't want to give away the book or give away the information that's in the book, but if you can just share maybe one or two nuggets that's in the book that's going to help people think about their self-worth.
Well, actually, Vera, I would not give nuggets. They have to take it out of here. So early on today, I had a discussion with a doctor, and I was speaking about one of the stories in my book called "My Wife and BPD." So she had borderline personality disorder, and they were married. And this person, he tells the story about, how bad it got, how many times they split, how many times they come back because they end up having two kids. And with that being said, the youngest kid, his son, had BPD as well, and he actually committed suicide.
Now, what
So
is
it took
what is BBT? What is that?
um what oh my god, borderline personality disorder, BPD.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Okay, got
Yeah.
you. Got
You
you.
got me confused there. I'm thinking, did I say something wrong? If I
No,
because
I'm
I did mention
sorry.
it. I'm sorry. No, no, no.
Okay.
And yeah, and so my part in that was when I stepped my feet in this person's shoes, that he had to lose his son. He went through all the traumas with his wife, come back wrong to lose a child. I had to put myself in his shoes, and I don't have a child, but I've been in situations where I ask myself, would you allow a person that you needs help or is going out there to hurt another person, would you allow them to go out there and do that? Is it your job to prevent that? Or
That's
would you be able to stand your ground, see how best you can help that person, or just it's not your fault, you have tried hard enough for many years, now it's your time. It's your time to actually love yourself by taking yourself out of that situation. So, this was my take on it. I give those three scenarios how it is. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is your happiness. And you can only make you happy if you love yourself enough to take yourself out of the bad situations.
Yes, so often people just stay in relationships and situations and environments that are not good for them, that does not uplift, encourage, motivate, inspire. And it's because they don't recognize their self-worth. They don't recognize, and when you are in those situations, you lose a lot of confidence, self-esteem, and self-worth, which could be the reason that you're staying in the situation. And so, what are some tips that we can offer for people that are stuck in relationships that are not good for them, who are stuck dealing with friends and family who belittle them, degrade them, make them feel less than? What would you say to people like that?
It's simple. Do you believe it? Do you believe what comes out of someone else's mouth about you? Is that true? Do you love yourself enough to know it's not true? Do you know your self worth enough to know it's not true? You see, most people will think that Vera has this big degree in mental health background. She helps so many people, and this other person does not have that degree. Is that person less than Vera? No, that's the thing about people these days. When someone compares them, you see, most of the time, if they're in a toxic environment with friends or family belittling them or loved ones belittling them, is because they do not understand for themselves who they are and their worth. You see,
Ab-
if they look at it like that from all around and the whole entire perspective as don't matter who you are, money do not define you, because there are people with money out there that will act like total idiots and hurt others, when there are others who are very empathetic and full of love, just as another person who might be poor and they will treat people badly even though they are not in that scenario where they are able to do that, but they still do it because they do not know how to love themselves and appreciate themselves. So, what they do first is belittle you and pull you down to make you feel that you don't have that worth. So, you have to firstly observe and ask yourself how much you believe in you and how much you know your own worth. Vera, it's muted.
just as you were, thank you. Just as you were saying, is it true? Do you believe what they're saying about you? Reminds me of that quote that I quote often by Eleanor Roosevelt, who says, "No one can make you feel inferior without your permission." I will take it a step further and say, no one can make you feel any kind of way without your permission.
Exactly.
We hear things like, "You made me angry, you made me mad, you made me do this." No, we choose. It's about choice. It's about choice. Do I choose to allow other people to dictate who I am? Do I choose that? Do I choose to allow other people to determine who I am? When we ask that question, then we can also begin to look at our self worth. Because if we allow other people to dictate who we are, then what does that say about our self worth?
Says you have not even understood yourself throughout your entire life to understand your self worth. I have seen people belittle people continuously, hit them, do things to them. I'm talking about men have women like
Mm,
will tap on their head, smack them in public, insult them in public. Like this morning, I was on the train and the wife is screaming at the husband on the top of her mouth, her voice. And I could see how humble he is and he's embarrassed, but he's actually taking it. Now, I ask myself, is this to keep a relationship together? Is this love? What is this? Because no matter how angry you are, you should not do that to your peer or your loved one in public. No matter even self your friends, and you should be able to stand up for yourself right there and then and say
yes,
to that person, please do not speak to me like that in public. Can we have this conversation at home? If the person does not want to stop, you walk away, find a different way, and until they cool down. But do not allow anyone to do that to you publicly or even behind closed doors, because you
absolutely.
have to know that you are in control of you in a good way to make sure
Yes,
you are happy.
yes, yes. And a lot of times we place a lot of emphasis on how women are treated, but it's a two-way street because oftentimes men, just like the example you just gave, oftentimes men are belittled and tried be broken because of how someone that loves them or supposedly loves them is treating them. And we got to show more love, people. We got to show more love. Life, that's what it's all about. Love, not hate, not belittling, not, but first you got to love yourself. You can't love anybody else. And you cannot even expect anybody to love you if you don't love yourself.
100%.
And I've got to go to a commercial. So let me do this and we will be right back. And then
Awesome.
I'm gonna be also, we need to continue to talk about no more trauma talk. We need to continue to talk about that. So let me play this commercial and we'll be right back.
Hallelujah.
Hey there, Jason McNamara here, and I'm about to drop something truly game-changing your way. Are you tired of the same old 9-to-5 grind? Feeling stuck in obtaining the life you deserve and craving something more? Well, listen up, because I've got something you will not want to miss. Introducing the No More 9-to-5 Club Professional Membership, your ticket to freedom and success in the entrepreneurial world. With our professional membership, you'll get access to weekly coaching sessions, pre-recorded trainings, and a vibrant community of fellow game changers. You get access to technology that will allow you to automate passive income streams, as well as unlock all of our expert-led trainings in the back office so you know where to go for good advice when you need it. You will also use the club to build up a residual income stream with a 2-tier 33% affiliate commission unlocked at this level, allowing you to help people help themselves while generating a residual passive income stream for yourself. And here's the kicker. For a limited time, you can unlock all of this just for a $1.11 donation to our club foundation.
I like this one.
Your first month is on us. So what's holding you back? Click the link below, make your donation, and let's start building the life and business of your dreams together. Here at the No More 9-to-5 Club, we're all about turning dreams into reality and smashing through those glass ceilings.
That's what I'm talking about, Jake.
Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or just starting out, we've got the tools and support you need to thrive and evolve. And don't forget to sign up for our bootcamp training. It's the perfect way to kickstart your journey and unlock even more perks. So what are you waiting for? Join the No More 9-to-5 Club today and let's make those dreams a reality. I can't wait to see you on the inside. You only get one now. Invest it in your better future. Let's make magic happen together.
No more 9 to 5. Let me tell you about this networking group. It is amazing. If you want to connect with like-minded people, people who value their self-worth, people who are trying to look at various streams of income, if you want to connect with people and want to learn and be a part of masterminding where there's training weekly about all kinds of things that will help you in your business and help you in your life, then you want to check out No More 9 to 5. You can join for $1.11. And that money goes to veterans. So join No More 9 to 5. I put the link in the chat. And so check it out. Check it out. Come to a meeting. There's one tonight, as a matter of fact. But check it out. And let me share this.
Let me introduce you to ChatBridge. It's a revolutionary new solution for getting great results from your online networking. Today, online networking has become the standard for millions of professionals. However, getting results from your meetings can be a daunting task. But now that challenge has been solved. Everyone knows how hard virtual meeting follow-up is. You go to an online meeting where at the end, people say save the chat to follow up. And now you have a nearly unusable and ugly chat text file to work with. You can now say goodbye to the hassles of downloaded Zoom-type chat records. For the first time, with the introduction of this new ChatBridge tool, you have a simple system to easily import, search, review, follow up, and find opportunities with the people you meet in all of your virtual networking meetings. And we also made it easy to archive all of your chat files and information on the people you met networking for future use. And it doesn't stop there. With ChatBridge, when you select people to follow up with, you can view their exact posts and even click into their website, LinkedIn profile, or Facebook page if they shared it. Then you can import your selected contacts into the powerful EngageFlow system, or export your contacts to your CRM, email tool, or autoresponder. Following up and getting great results from online networking is now easy and just a click away. Experience the power of the new Chat Bridge, and you'll quickly see how to find new clients, get more referrals, speaking opportunities, and JV partners. There's nothing like it. Find out now how economical and easy it is to get the results you want from online networking at chatbridgeconnect.com.
No, don't go to chat. Don't go to that link. Go to the link that's in the chat, because you get a free test run if you use this link. If you go to a lot of networking meetings and you save your Zoom chat, and you know how you get all this garbled stuff in the chat, with one click, it's organized. It's organized alphabetically. It's organized with phone numbers, contact information, and what was mentioned in the chat. So check out ChatBridge by going to the link that is in the chat for a free test run. Pull down one of your Zoom meetings that you have saved in that Zoom folder and check it out. It's amazing. It is amazing. I kid you not. We've got a comment. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Yes. Sweetie Nori, she says, wow, nice, Ron, nice. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. And speaking of Ra, let me play this.
You amazing souls. I see that you have a lot of questions, and I understand. And all this is about the upcoming mental health conference right here in New York City on the 24th and 25th of April. I understand more than anyone else, attending an in-person conference is very overwhelming. And you may have a lot of concerns about the audience and selling your products and the value of your talk. However, I want to assure you that as a speaker, your voice and experiences have immense value. Your journey, struggles, and the person you have become are incredibly powerful, and by sharing your story on stage, you're offering something unique and impactful. Remember that you are not just selling a product or service, but rather sharing a part of yourself that can inspire and make a difference in the lives of those who listen. As for attendees, please believe in the influence you have cultivated through your followers. New York City is a vibrant hub of energy, and I have no doubt that many of your amazing followers will be eager to hear you speak and meet you in person, as well as experience the incredible energy you have to share. Your presence alone will be a magnet for those who resonate with your message. You see, I speak from experience when I say that this conference is an opportunity for you to make a significant impact. Your Trauma Talk is a vision that has been brewing for a while. Now it is a reality. See that? I want to encourage you now to click that link and help me to make a difference right now. All you need to do is take the first step and invest in yourself and register, and Ra will meet you in person in New York City, where we can connect and share more powerful energy. This is Ra, and I love you all.
Let me tell you, I'm going to be one of those speakers, and we want your support. We want your support. So join us on June 13th from 9 to 4. But there's so much more. Ra has planned so much for this conference, not only for the speakers, but for those who are in attendance. So you want to register. Let me pull up this QR code. Click the code and sign up. Click the code and sign up. And join me in New York. Join me. I will be speaking. So join me. So Rob, why don't you tell the audience more about this Trauma Talk event and what speakers can expect and what those who come can expect, because it's in New York City on Broadway. On
Well,
Broadway. Just
you
think,
think
I'm
about
gonna be
that.
on Broadway.
You think about that, right? I
Yes.
tell people, what do you come to Broadway and see? You come to Broadway to look at drama, but Ra is bringing trauma to Broadway. Not
I love
drama,
it.
but trauma. People are coming to tell their trauma stories. And when I say that, you remember at the beginning when she asked me why your trauma talks, and I told you all it was been brewing for a while. You heard it in the video. Now, what speakers are expecting? Speakers are going to be able to get that spotlight on them. You are investing in you, that you will have that space that you can do your keynote talk and connect with the audience in a different way in person. And if you think that's all you're going to do, you're getting all your footage. You're getting photo dumps of all your photos. You will be able to come out for the next day and have a VIP event with us, which is an after party networking mixer award ceremony. That's part of the surprise that I'm trying to get for all the esteemed speakers for their hard work, like you, Vera, to give you all a beautiful award of appreciation with our logo, Your Trauma Talks, that you were on Your Trauma Talks. So, and that at that event, you will be able to meet and greet with VIPs who actually sponsored some of the events. So, I mean, it's a lot they're getting.
And and I know you don't want to spill the beans about everything, but even those that are coming to as the audience, do you have some special things planned for them as well?
Oh, well, everything is about the audience. It's not just because the speakers are the main attractions, but the audience are who we are going to connect with, because they will be able to interact with the speakers. And my speakers, they're all just like Vera will give a free consultation or give some sort of counseling to someone. We have Brittany, who is an amazing impact. She's always ready to give free stuff. So there's so many things that will be given as free opportunities. Then do not forget, you have that opportunity to meet them in person on the night of the VIP after party event, to spend 5 minutes with that amazing energy. Listen, she said just now about the energy and New York City. Hello, this is the hub of our energy. We are going to have this conference in Times Square.
Wow.
Everyone from around the world comes there and bring that energy. In Times Square, nobody's frowning, nobody's crying, nobody's depressed. Because the minute you walk and you get up in there, you're excited. And that energy remains and resides in that area where these amazing speakers and the audience, together with our VIPs, will come to bring more energy and togetherness.
Yes, I am so excited. I can't wait to get to New York and be a part of this. And we're looking forward to my supporters coming and sharing and being there to support me. Please, I'm asking you to come. You can register by scanning this QR code. Scan the code right now. Scan it right now. Scan it and come to Know Your Trauma Talk in New York on Broadway on June 13th. Got plenty of time. Register.
Vera,
Register, yes.
if you want to put the QR code up, you're gonna have to remove the email and the banners that's floating around, because it's on the QR code, and when you try to scan it, it doesn't come up.
Oh, thank you for telling me that. Let me
Yeah,
remove your email address and
and
let's
then you
try
can
it
try that.
again.
Yeah,
Okay, let me pull it back. I'm so glad you checked that out.
yeah. Of course,
Okay,
I
let
work with
me
you.
okay, well, let me pull the QR code back up. Now tell me, is
Let's
that
try it.
working?
Okay. See, the QR code works. It's just an old QR code for a different event.
Okay. Well, I
That,
will have. We've got time. We've got time.
no,
So
but if
I
you put
will.
the poster, the put the poster with all the speakers on yourself up, I think that
There's
one
the QR
oh,
code there. Yes.
that, there it is. Ah, yeah, that's working perfectly fine.
Okay. Well, let me delete this one so that I don't use it again. All
That's
right.
okay. So this
So
is a
the
QR
QR
code.
code. Check out the QR code and RSVP to be at this event. Support me. Support me. Support me. Come June 13th. Your trauma talk.
Well,
Your trauma talk. Okay.
I could tell you all this. Brittany Purr, she was at my conference last year, and she's from California, Los Angeles, and she had people in New York City that she coaches came up on stage with her. That's the excitement you
Wow.
want. That's what you need to come out and
Yes.
do
Come on
with
stage with
Vera.
me. Come on stage with
Yes.
me. That would be
So
awesome. That
the
would be
event will be
awesome.
amazing.
I'm excited. I'm excited and I am pushing this and I do want people to come and support me. I have another commercial right quick. We'll be right back.
Mama Knows creates high quality products that are available to be used on multiple textures of hair. Her goal is to bridge the gap to stop people from having to use multiple products because of families with multiple hair types. Her products are currently being used on men, women, children of all ethnicities. Mama Knows products are available at www.mamaknowsproducts.com. That's www.mamaknowsproducts.com. You can also find her on Instagram at Mama Knows Products because Mama knows what you need.
That is
Let
very
me
true.
yes, let me tell you about these products. First of all, they smell magnificent. I use them myself. They smell great and they work magnificently. Shampoos, conditioners, moisturizers, hair serums, and they're for all ethnicities. Well, you can even use these products, man. They are for boys, girls, men, and women of all ethnicities. You want to check out mamaknowsproducts.com. Why? Because Mama knows what you need.
Most definitely.
Yes, most definitely. All
But I
right.
will
So,
try out that product because I want to get something to make my hair more thick. See, it's there, but it's thinning. People love it. They're saying it's thick. What do you need more? But I know as a 46-year-old man, it's not where it should be.
well, click on mamaknowsproducts.com or go to mamaknowsproducts.com and tell her you heard it on the Vera Thomas Show.
Most
Yes,
definitely.
yes. All right. So, Raul, we've talked about self worth. We've talked about trauma talk event. No more trauma. No more your trauma talk event. We've talked now. Share with the audience, and I know you're not expecting this, but share with the audience some of the things that we already know you're an author. We've already looked at your books, but tell them about some of the other things that you're doing. This man is amazing. He really is. So tell them a little bit more about some things that you are doing and you have been involved in.
Well, Vera, well, let's just do this. I'm off the deep end. Watches are diving. I'll never meet the ground. See,
Yes.
let
Yes.
me see. I talk about my traumas after seeing and listening to Lady Gaga and those words. It hit deep inside, especially when I started Your Life Experiences, which was 6 years ago. After 2 years of doing it and the hard work of interviewing people, people started laughing at me, pulling me down that I need mental health counseling myself and what I was going through. Yes, those people knew a little bit of my business, but They didn't realize the real picture that I was drawing. And I had to listen to that song till I wanted to sing it. I sang that song raw when I started singing in 2019 without even knowing how to exercise the vocals and what to do. And trust me, people laughed at me. But guess what?
What?
The song
You
stayed
have
with
a
me.
beautiful voice.
Thank you. The song stayed with me until I could do it better and better. And that's why I tell people, you, Vera, are far from the shallow now. You are nowhere where people can look down at you. You're not in a place where people can step on you and walk over you anymore in life because you have done the work to be who you are. You have made yourself important in your life. You have self-realized. You know your self-worth. And I know definitely you love yourself. And that's what everybody needs to realize and understand. You are far from the shallow now. And that, I think, is mind-blowing for you right there, Vera.
Yeah, you're about to make me cry. Yes. Oh my God. Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
again, we go through things not for ourselves, but we go through things so that we can help other people. And that's why this conference is so important because, yeah, you're going to hear trauma talks, but what you're going to realize is you're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to realize that this too shall pass. You're going to realize that there's something deep inside of you that you can pull out and gain your power back and understand your self worth. And that's what no more, well, your trauma talk, that's what it's all about. Your trauma talk is designed for you to become the best version of yourself, regardless of what you may have gone through. Because everybody's been through something, everybody's got a story to tell. So, why don't you share your story and be the caveat to uplift, encourage, motivate, inspire, and educate other people? It's within you. You've got it. And Raul, you have a beautiful voice. He's got several videos that are out. In fact, my great niece that was here, she said, "Oh, I know him. I listen to his music."
Oh,
So, and for a child, a 7-year old said that. So, you're reaching people, you're touching lives, and you're
thank
doing some awesome things. And your Trauma Talk series, which I was honored to be one of your guests, that series is changing lives. It's
thank you.
making a difference in people's lives. So thank you, Raul, for being who you are and what you bring to the table, what you bring into the lives of other people. We've only got a few more seconds, so I'm going to give you the floor and let you close us out. And I say to our audience, thank you for listening and tune in next week for the Vera Thomas Show. And Raul is coming on tonight at 9 o'clock. So check out Your Trauma Talk on YouTube tonight. Check it out. I'm going to check it out. Check it out. All right. So I'm going to give you the floor. And then we're going to say thank you all for listening. And if you could just give me a few minutes after, I would appreciate it.
Thank you, Vera. Vera, like last year when you invited me to your show, I was going through and hustling to do my mental health conference. I think it was the third one. And like, I was just shocked and I just slam on there and I came on last minute on your show. And like, I feel I didn't bring enough substance to that show. And when you asked me yesterday, opportunities only knock so many times. And I hope that people can understand this just the same way when that opportunity for you to love yourself the right way comes along. And Vera gave me this second opportunity. And I said, you know what? I'm going to bring it for her because she do it every week for every one of you. So continue to love yourself, believe in yourself, because let me tell you something. I believe in you. And remember this, There once was a man who had he had the blues because he had no shoes. Down the street, he met a man who had no feet. The same way, what is meant for you shall never pass you by, and what passes you by was never meant for you. Remember, you can, you shall, and you will. Ra believes in you, and Ra loves you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And I do want to say thank you for coming on at the last minute. I had a cancellation due to a family matter, and I just appreciate you saying, I'll come. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I needed to say that as well. So with
Thank you.
that, thank you, listening audience, and we will see you next week.
The Vera Talk.